Hello there guys, welcome to Dino's World. Now you guys know that we've done a proper endurance ride, almost a 9,000 kilometer road trip on the new Duke 390 Gen 3. Now you guys have supported the trip. We've met a lot of biker brothers and sisters through the course of the trip. We've been to MotoGP, we've been to different cities from north to south. It's almost a pan-India trip. As I told you, it spanned nearly around 9,000 kilometers. At the end of the day, end of the ride, I had also shown the Odo. It had clocked 8,973 kilometers to be precise. And you guys wanted a proper long-term user review. Did we encounter any major issues? There have been a lot of teething issues. I've seen a few videos online. But when there's a product which is brand new, there might be some teething issues, and that can be sorted by approaching the dealer or the company folks. But did we encounter any issue? Well, the entire series of the road trip has been documented in 11 episodes each, in English as well as in Telugu, and you can see as to how well the machine stood the actual test of time. You throw anything at it, it just comes out effortlessly. First of all, I was seriously impressed when we had ridden the bike for the first time at the media ride. So were other auto journos who were blown away, literally blown away. They said, wow. This was the word. After riding it, because more power, more torque, reduced weight, improved chassis, orientation, new swing arm, larger airbox, everything translated into a screamer of a performer. Now we're going to have a look at segment-wise performance of the bike, like from ergonomics to performance to suspension to braking to engine performance. To the road grip, the tires, the tank capacity, the mileage, every practical aspect. Now the revised design has gone well. Many people are liking it, many people are loving it. Some people still have mixed opinions, but I feel this is a design that grows on you with time. Like I've seen a lot of such examples. We've seen the ZX-10R. When it was first launched, people didn't like it. I didn't like it, but I ended up buying one for myself. And the more I looked at it, the more I fell in love. Similarly, the more you live with this kind of machine, it starts looking better. It starts growing on you. It starts looking like a beast, bigger, more aggressive looking machine, almost reminiscent of the Super Duke, the flagship street fighter from the house of KTM. Now, when we started off from Pune Akurdi, you guys know the story. We went up to Pune Akurdi on my Adventure 390, and from there, because we ran into problems with the Adventure, we picked up brand new Duke 390 Gen 3, and we are very grateful to KTM India for trusting us with two brand new machines. And also it talks about how much they trusted in their own machines, that they gave it straight away right after the media ride for such a long endurance ride. And not only me, another brother from Overdrive also rode it all the way up to MotoGP, he also enjoyed the ride. But more than that, I'm going to talk about my experience as to how the bikes fared. First, the best part about this is the low seat height. So the moment you sit on the bike, the earlier feedback was, यार थोड़ा सा सीट हाइट कम होना चाहिए था यार. Like that is the practical thing, because the average height of a male here in India is around 5 feet 6 inches or 5 feet 5 inches, and for a person to feel comfortable, in control, he or she wants to flat foot on the ground, such that come what may, they can actually balance the bike and control the bike. So when you're not flat footing, when you're tiptoeing, the confidence level is slightly low. But here, because they have reduced the seat height to 800 mm, that many people have highlighted as the best update possible. So the ergonomics, slightly rear set foot pegs, because you want to corner aggressively, you want to take it for track sessions, you're going to enjoy it, and the bike is going to come screaming beyond your imagination, beyond your expectation. Then comes the handlebar. The way it is laid out, nice and wide, and It's just about rightly set. It is not too aggressive, not too intimidating. It is not too upright. It's just about the right kind of seating posture for you to enjoy the true character or the persona of the motorcycle, because you want to push the bike to the limits when you're seated on the bike, and that is the ergo that has been set by the riders, because I mean the guys at the R&D, because they have understood that this is a bike that prefers to be ridden aggressively, that loves to be pushed to its limits, that loves to be revved the hell out of it. So that you will enjoy once you are seated on the bike and you understand that this bike wants to be pushed harder and further. Then comes the suspension setup. Yes, it comes with adjustable suspension. Did I tweak it? Did I meddle it? Honestly, no, because the factory setting as it is comes as the perfect blend of being comfortable on the city roads and offering just about right stability while you're pushing it to the limits, be it straight line stability, be it cornering stability. It comes with the right kind of adjustment from the factory. But if you are pro league, if you know what you're doing, if you want to tweak it to the exact percentage where you want to unleash it the way it is supposed to be, well, you are welcome to do that. But honestly, we didn't run into any issues with the suspension where we felt like it had a bone jarring experience or bone breaking experience. Then the rear suspension is offset again for two reasons: lower seat height and to house a larger air box. So the larger air box allows the engine to breathe easy, so it can offer that screaming explosive performance all throughout the rev band, and allows you to rev it to the red line in every gear. Oh, you can relate it to the jet fighters that are actually doing their flight drill here. Yeah, when I ride my Busa, when I sit on the cockpit, I mean when I'm seated, I feel that I'm flying a jet fighter when I'm back from my morning ride. Well, this is no less. Being a single cylinder bike, offering that kind of thrill and intensity at this price point, that has been the name of the game. That has been the selling point of KTM. Now, talking about the seat, is it well padded? Is it good enough for long distance touring? Well, I'm afraid the answer is no, because for short commutes, for city rides, for track sessions, this is more than sufficient, and even for weekend rides, it won't bother you. But if you're doing around a 600-700 kilometer ride where you're going from one city to another, well, that is when it starts feeling a little hard. I mean, for long distance riding, it's better you add a gel foam seat on top of it, or you improvise, go to a Rexin Works guy and add a little bit of cushioning on top of it. That is going to sort the problem. Next, the best thing is the steel tank, 15-liter tank. Larger tank capacity, and the mileage kitna deti hai. So on the highway we got a mixed bag of close to 28 to 30 kmpl while cruising at around maybe you can say 115 120 or between 110 to 120, and that is very good fuel economy for such a large tank, and you don't have to stop for refueling every so often. Another thing, steel tank, so you can mount the tank bag, magnetic tank bag, ever so easily. I can carry a lot of stuff on the go. Again, the tank shrouds, they not only look aggressive, they also have air ducts here which allow the air channeling to actually direct the airflow to cool the engine. So that also works because the heat management is better, and it is not too much to bother you. I mean, in stop and go traffic, if you're stuck in bumper to bumper traffic, still you will realize that when compared to the first gen Duke 390, this is leaps and bounds ahead. I mean, light years ahead in terms of better heat management, where it's not going to fry your legs alive. Okay, and then comes the chassis stability and the swing arm and the suspension, everything, the handling characteristics. Now, we've all known that KTM is a benchmark when it comes to offering class-leading handling in its segment, and this one is no different. This is pushing the envelope to the ultimate pinnacle of performance, and this one is as good a handler as it can get, and it is a new benchmark in and of itself in the segment, because the chassis has been again tweaked. The rake angle is slightly different. The trail is slightly again shorter. Again, you also have a beautifully laid out bolt-on subframe. It's an aluminium subframe, so that adds on to weight savings as well as better handling characteristics. Overall, this one is lighter by 4 kgs when compared to the previous gen model. So that also allows you to enjoy the flickability, better power to weight ratio and explosive performance that this bike has on offer. The banana shaped swing arm is again a proper complement to the rock solid chassis in terms of offering great handling and great flickability and agility. Another USP of this bike is the Speedo console. Now the Speedo console packs a lot of information, lot of electronic aids like cornering ABS, traction control and launch control, and they say you can pair it with the KTM app and also use it for turn-by-turn navigation. Now we've not tried it because we didn't need to. We went by the old school, following the map, and whenever we were confused, we could ask a fellow citizen to find the way. That adds a little more personalized, that exploration kind of a feel, a discovery kind of a feel when you're touring, rather than just monotonously following the map. But then if you want to, you have that option of using the console for turn-by-turn navigation as well. The switch console is neatly laid out. The lighting, now how good is the lighting when it comes to nighttime visibility? Is the light spread good enough? Honestly, the light spread is good. It is consistent. The light throw is good. The DRLs, yes, they have a animalistic feel to them, a new age beast kind of a feel, but practically they light up really well, offer great visibility, and the light itself, LED lighting, headlight, offers good throw and good spread in and of itself. So now coming finally to the engine. Before that, I'd like to throw a little bit of light on the tires as to how well they complement the overall machine. For a bike, the tires are like the lyrics to a song. So if the lyrics are all over the place, you don't enjoy the song. It falls flat on its face. So similarly, the tires complementing the bike is crucial for you to enjoy the motorcycle as a whole, as a complete package. So the Metzeler rubber, no compromise whatsoever. You throw anything at it. I mean, high speed cornering, sharper lean angles, straight line stability, or even the rugged terrain of ghat roads, ghat sections, mountain twisties, dirt patches, it can take it with consummate ease. And that is where the flexibility and the versatility of the tires really comes to the forefront. Like if you go with something like more softer compound, track focused tires, they might not fare well when you are on such kind of dirt patches. But this is the perfect blend for Indian conditions, where they offer performance in almost every road condition. And finally, now talking about the engine, it offers, a firecracker of a performance. There was not a single time it gave up on us. Now there's one thing you need to note, because of the high compression ratio and the kind of power packed into the single, the low RPM assist is missing. So maybe you can solve that or sort that out by increasing the idling RPM, especially in the winter season, such that the bike doesn't stall or snap out on you in the lower RPM. So it does do that if the RPM, idling RPM is set slightly lower. So you can sort that out. It's always a matter of few tweaks and it is sorted. But still, that was one thing that I noticed, that in the lower RPM, in the cold conditions or in the lower gears, if you're not moving fast, then it tends to snap out on you. So that is one thing that I noticed. You also have hazard lights, you have all the switch gear, the integrated startup button and all these things. You can watch my review for all the detailed overview of the features and the specs. Yeah, 800 mm seat height and 183 mm ground clearance is ample enough, considering the fact that it comes with an underbelly exhaust. So you don't have to worry about you scraping the bottom of the bike, because it already has ample ground clearance. So overall, my opinion is it is rock solid, it is trustworthy, it will not give up on you, and it will beckon you to push the bike, push itself to the limits and push yourself to the limits, your skill set to the limits, and kind of beckon you, are you up for it? Are you ready to unleash me the way I'm supposed to be unleashed? Because it's nothing less than a missile on two wheels waiting to be unleashed at the ring of the throttle. So this concludes my long-term overview of the Duke 390 Gen 3, which I feel has come out with flying colors after a 9,000 kilometer endurance ride. And thanks to KTM India for allowing us to test it to our heart's content. And I'm sure I've tried to answer all your questions in this video. If you still have some questions which I haven't addressed, feel free to comment below and I'll try to get back to you in the comment section. Thanks for all your support. Hope you had a good festive season. Jai Hind and cheers to the biking brotherhood.